Hi everyone, Nigel here with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench, and here we have a very, very long awaited review for you. When I say very, very long, I don't mean I've been waiting for this to be delivered for ages, because literally I ordered this on eBay from Germany, I think on Friday or Saturday night, and here we are now. It's Friday and it's here. So yeah, really, really chuffed with very, very quick delivery. When I say long awaited, I mean long awaited as in this kit was first talked about, I think it was about 2005, it may have even been before that, but it was one of Trumpeter's sort of early 32nd scale releases, and when you look at the kit number, the part number is 02226. Well, let's just say 02225 was the second rendition of the Wildcat, and 02227 was the P38 Lightning. So you can tell where this kit is in the lineup of Trumpeter's marketing and modelling regime, if you like. So I mean, they would have had to stuck with the same number because the number would have been moulded into or cut into the tooling that was destined to be making these parts. So anyway, here we have at last this beautiful kit, and it's a 1/32 scale TBD-1 Devastator, which was it's got a great history behind it. If you go and have a look on YouTube at various different videos, it's got a lot of history behind it, and it was a great old aircraft, and at the end of the day, technology just overtook it, and it ended up being scrapped, and as a result apparently there are none left. So they were just chucked off the side of ships and stuff, gone. So 32nd scale, 180 plus parts. Box isn't very big, as you can see. It sits on an A3 cutting mat. It's not that big, but the actual model itself, it's got a wingspan of 471.2 millimeters, a length of 323 millimeters, or 0.5 millimeters, and it's a big old bird. So looking around the box here, we've got the CAD images, so you can see we've got the detailed twin wasp engine, we've got a torpedo, we've got bombs. They're showing a fire extinguisher there for some reason. We've got the gun ring there, and the forward facing gun here, or is that the sight? I can't remember now. And then we've got the folded wings option. We've got some detail in the cockpit with some photo etch and everything, and then we've got the opening doors there for the sight for the torpedo man, bomb aimer, whatever. 2023, as you can see on there, and on the end of the box you can see here 2226 is the kit number, and then here's the two options you get in the box. So you've got the original pre-war sort of yellow wing, silver body design, and then here we've got the Battle of Midway version with the light blue, which is the one I would be doing. We've got decals, you've got the full colour tail fin there, which was probably better if you painted it. We've got the photo etch sheet, and then we've got some information about the actual aircraft itself, and if you want a freeze frame you can read that there. So and then we've got product is not a toy, and it's made for people over 67 years old and stuff like that. So looking inside the box, it's a lovely typical Trumpeter strong box, unlike your stuff you get from Revell these days. So we've got individually bagged sprues, typical Trumpeter style, and yeah, all the sprues are individually bagged, beautifully packaged. And I haven't looked inside here yet, this is my first look. So I'm going to the bottom of the box to get the instructions out, we'll get the decals out, and we'll get the photo etch out. Here we go. Right, so let's have a look at the instructions as per usual, and see what we've got for our money. So let's bring the lighting back in. So we have the typical Trumpeter style instructions. It's about time they changed this, isn't it? They've been doing this for bloody years. So we have the typical Trumpeter style instructions, the opening out booklet, all in black and white, probably with bits missing and mistakes and all sorts. So usual thing, you've all seen this before. We got the sprue sheets there, all done again in black and white. Parts are numbered. If you've got a magnifying glass, you'll be able to see the numbers. So we're kicking off straight away with the cockpit, and we've got zinc chromate type 1. Be very, very careful here, because early aircraft, apparently, according to Frankie Day, early aircraft had zinc chromate, and then the later aircraft would have been zinc chromate green or zinc green. Not interior green, the later colour, but zinc chromate green. So check your references for that one if you can find any. So here we've got the cockpit going in. We've got this lower bay here going underneath, and then we've got some firewalls and stuff going in. Lots and lots of little bits of details in there, which is nice, and photo etch bits as well. Here we've got the seat. We've got some photo etch seat belts going in, and then 2 seats there, sorry, and then a part going over the top there, which is like a sort of what's the word I'm looking for, like a cap. And then more bulkheads going in. There's a firewall going at the front. We've got some support pieces here. No doubt that is where they lifted the aircraft on and off of ships and stuff. We've got a fire extinguisher going in there. Would it have been red? I'm not sure. It might have been black. I don't know. Again, we'll have to check our references. And then we've got the seat there for the machine gunner, and we've got the machine gun itself. Not sure if that would have been a 50 cal. Probably replace the barrel, make it look a lot nicer. Draw the holes in the shroud around there, make it look better. And then closing up the fuselage. Again, we've got another fire extinguisher going in there, and then we're putting the cockpit into the fuselage, and then closing the fuselage halves up. We've got decals for the instrument panels, which is nice, and no doubt everyone will be jumping all over this. We'll have 3D printed, photo etch, everything for this, no doubt at all. There's some more detail parts going in the side there. Then we're building up the twin wasp engine. It is the correct number of cylinders looking at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, it's got the correct number of cylinders, unlike the Hobby Boss A26. And the engine looks to be quite nicely detailed. You might want to add some ignition wires, but whatever. Undercarriage bays going in there, telling us to make some holes. Check your options first. You may not want to make those holes. And then we've got the upper section of the inner wings going on. And then we're adding the undercarriage, which seems a bit weird at this stage. Probably don't want to do that at this stage. We've got vinyl tyres by the look of it. I've just seen the vinyl tyres in the box actually, so yeah, get those replaced. And going over here we have flaps. So we've got the option of having open or folded or closed flaps. So that's nice. Got the inner wing fillets going in there. And then we've got some sections here, so if we're having the wings folded, we can use these open areas here with the detail. If we're building it with the wings open as normal, they would just use those flat panels. Option here, can't see a lot of difference in them. Maybe one's open, one's closed. Flaps on the back of the cowling, and then we're adding the lower wing section and the tail wheel onto the actual fuselage itself. Adding in the doors there for the sighting for the torpedo aimer. Adding the propeller and the hub. Got the arrestor hook going on here, and then we've got the canopy. It looks like we've got masks because they're giving us 197 different numbers there, so it looks like we've got die cut masks. And here we've got the clear parts going in. So I think I remember from Frankie's review that we get a one-piece canopy. Yes, we get a one-piece canopy, or we get the option of having all these separate parts and have them layered open, which looks bloody awesome on a Devastator because they all sort of overlap each other. And then looking here, you've got all the different parts that are overlapping each other, and then you've got the one piece here. And what they're telling you to do here is mask the inside and paint the inside zinc chromate type 1. So here you've got all the masks as well for the canopy. And then we're building up the outer wings with the ailerons, and you've got the wing folded and the wing not folded option. And then here you're building it up with the wings going together, or yeah, it's funny, they're not actually showing you how it goes with the wings folded, but you've got the wings going in here with the unfolded, just straight out, adding in all the tail feathers there, and then we're adding the torpedo. Torpedo is not photo etched. Yes, the back end of the torpedo is photo etched, so that's nice. And they're giving you some colour call-outs on there as well. And you've got this fairing going in. So here you've got the fairing going in where the torpedo mounts, or you have here the flat panel if you want to make it into a bomber. So if you want the aircraft to be a bomber, fit the flat panel and the bombs, which is where you drill your holes. If you're going to have it a torpedo plane, then don't drill the holes and put that panel in. And then going over the page, finally they're showing you this is it with it folded, and this is it with the wings open. So there we are. So that's that. Here we have the colour callouts. So this is your there's again with Trumpeter, it really annoys me. I don't know why they don't do it. There's no squadron, there's no date, there's no nothing. It's just this is a scheme, and then over the page this is another scheme. So this will be your midway colours, okay, with the early stars, and you've got the light grey undersides and the blue on the top. Mr. Hobby 367 is your best paint for this because it's the absolute directly white colour. We've got decals there for the walkways on the wings, probably better off painting them. We've got decals for the prop, and we've also got red and yellow tips on the prop, so that's a nice touch. That'll look nice. And then going over the page, we've got the early version here, which will have the zinc chromate yellow interior, and this is the pre-war 1935-1936 colours with the yellow tail, yellow wings and yellow tail planes. And we've got a little guy there sitting on a bomb. So there we are, and they've got them both deployed as torpedo bombers, so that's the way to go with that one. Decal wise, fairly nice decal sheet. I'm not going to get this open. Yes I will, because it's open anyway. It's got air holes in it, so we can have a look at the decals. Trumpeter decals, normally they're okay, aren't they? And we've got them taped down here, so we just, there we go. So we can see here we have the huge decal there for the rudder. Probably better off painting that. And then you've got your big red bits and pieces for the your wing stripes and everything. And this one goes around the fuselage. That's for your early version. And then you've got your little man there sitting on a bomb. 2T1 for the sides of the fuselage. And then here we have the wing walkways. We have the tips of the propellers are in decals, but you're probably better off painting them. We've got decals there for the propellers. We've got a few stencils here and our instrument panel decals there. So all very nice. The colours look good as well to my eye. And then in here we have masks, window masks, and they are, it feels like paper, not vinyl, and there's literally loads of them, as you can see there. So very interesting. I'll put all that away so it doesn't all get damaged. And then finally for this segment of the video we've got our photo etch. One sheet of photo etch. We've got a grill, we've got the bits and pieces there for the back of the torpedo, we've got some belts in here and a few bits and pieces of greeblies going around the cockpit. So there's your photo etch there. Right, let's have a look at some plastic. Okay, so we've got you a little bit closer now. So I'll just look at the sprues as they come out of the box. And as I say, I haven't looked at this at all yet. So this is this is new to me as well as it is to you. I've only been waiting 18 years for it, but hey, whatever, 15 years, whatever it is. So here we go. So this is the little spot of oil on there, so that means the sprues need washing. So we have some lovely detail here. We have some very, very defined riveting. We have to be a bit careful with older Trumpeter. If you remember, there was like the A, the B and the C team, and it was like the Dauntless and the Avenger came from the A team, and some of the others didn't, shall we say. But this looks to be very, very nicely detailed. Has some lovely riveting detail. It's not overly done. It's nice. And you've got this, I'm not sure if it's called corrugations or what, but you've got this rib detail on the wings there, which is very, very nicely done. Got the ailerons here. I believe these were fabric, and that's how they look. So, all very nice. Got the wing folds in there as well. So, another bag here. So we've got tail planes on one sprue. So again, these have got that that ribbing on them. Is this tail planes or is this the ends of the wings? This is the ends of the wings, isn't it? Shut up, Nige. This is the outer ends of the wings. So again, with the ribbing detail and the rivet detail on there as well, which is all nicely done. Very clean, no flash. We've got the, which is a nice touch because of this ribbing, we've got the actual sprue connection points are going onto the actual mating faces rather than onto the front face, so no serious cleanup to do there. One thing that will be an issue, I think, is cleaning up the seams where you join the upper and lower halves together, but I'm sure that's something we can get around. But yeah, very nice. And then we have the midsection. Nice to see that all these parts are individually bagged. Not so great for the environment, but nice for the quality of our kit. So again, undercarriage bays there, very simply done. Apparently these were designed so that the wheels didn't go all the way in, so if they had to land on the aircraft carrier with the undercarriage failing, then they could still land on the wheels. So apparently that's the way they were designed. But again, we've got all these little hatches and everything all moulded in, all very cleanly done. It's all very crisp, it's very nice. Saying very a lot, aren't I? And the internal flap detail there, we can see more oil on here. Again, indication that we need to do some serious parts washing before we start doing any assembly. And then here we have what looks like clear parts. So let's have a look, shall we? Get that off of there. There we go. So there's our clear parts, and boy, they are clear. They are very, very nice indeed. No internal rib detail, only external. But yeah, they are very nice indeed. A little bit of distortion. If I can find something with some writing on, you can see there is a little bit of distortion looking around the top area there. But you know, it's only to be expected when you've got those tight curves. You can see the same there with the open system. But other than that, really nicely done, very crisp moulding, lovely rivet detail, beautifully done. No silly spider webbing or anything, because they've all got the single injection point. You can see there's only one point where it's injected into each. So if Trumpeter knew this back in 2004, why doesn't everyone else? Strange, isn't it? But yeah, very nice indeed. Beautifully done. There's a bit of something, I thought it was a mark in the plastic, but it's actually a speck of dirt or something inside there. But you have to build this with a canopy open just to see it all stacked up, because it's so lovely. It's very nice indeed. So we'll put that to one side so it doesn't get scratched. And then here we have the main fuselage sprue, which is lovely. Very, very crisp, really nicely done. You've got the rudder here with the... Is that two different rudders there? Or is that... Oh, that's tailplane, sorry, that's elevators. Yes. No, is that elevate? Not really sure what's going on here. That can't be another rudder because it wouldn't fit in there. But, I'm sure that's another part of them. But very nicely done. Lovely rivet detail there, typical Trumpeter, and it's slide molded as well, so you've got the rivet detail underneath. And as you can see, we've got a seam here. There's a seam going up, or a mold seam going up there. And we've got a very slight mold seam going around there as well. But they've gone to the trouble of slide molding it so we get all the rivet detail. There's obviously no slide molding here, so the rivet detail tends to fade out a little bit towards the seam, which you'd have to redo anyway if you're sanding the seam. And then that detail on the cowling there gets a little bit soft as well, but hey ho. But all very nice. Strange to see they've included all the detail in there on that rib when you're going to cover it up with the wing. But we'll see when we build it. Maybe I'm wrong. So here we've got a sprue of interior parts and engine by the look of it. So here we have the actual cockpit floor, raised rivet detail on there, which is a nice touch. Got all the instrument side consoles there. This is the area where they look down for the, I guess this is where the torpedo aimer jumps down in to do his torpedo bit, or bomb aiming, whatever. Propeller there, moulded in 1. Just looking for sink marks, but it doesn't appear to be any sink marks in there, which is good. Usually get sink marks around the root of the propeller blades. Engine there, nicely done. Looks a little bit simple, but for the cowling on this wraps right over. You're not going to see much of it anyway. Very nicely done. Not exactly sure what this is. This is part of the tailplanes. I'm guessing it is. We've got some bulkheads here. Again, raised rivet detail on there. So the cockpit is full of raised rivet detail and looking very nice on the detail side on there. You have to bear in mind, guys, this is a very old kit, even though it's a brand new release. We have to assume it's an old kit. So what have we got in here? We have some foam. Go away, bag. We don't need you as part of this review. You are excess to expectations. Superfluous. Is that the word I'm looking for? So here we have lots of detail. So we've got flaps here. So I'm guessing these are flaps down and flaps up. Then we've got our wing closing points there for the non-wing folded option. We've got some cylinder banks there. So that's why those, and that last sprue, the engines look simple. It was the back of the cylinders. So we've got the gearbox there on the front. It looks very small, I must be honest. We've got our push rods here. We've got some more push rods there. The torpedo. Got the little propeller blades there for the torpedo. Exhaust rings. Seats. Those seats look quite nice. Nicely done. And intake ring there. Arrestor hook. So yeah, all very nicely done. No silly ejector pin marks on the inside of those flaps, which is nice. Maybe a Hobby Boss could take a lesson or two. Well, there are actually ejector pins, and they're square. What they've done, you can just see them there. They're kind of, you can just see the outline. So they have actually got ejector pins in there to get them out of the tool, but they've made them not round and deep and everything. Nice. And then what we've got here, we've got our cowlings. So I'm guessing this is one with cowl flaps open and one with cowl flaps closed. Yes. So here we have the cowl flaps open, as you can see there. And then here we have them all closed. So depending on which way you want to go, I would have thought there should be a gap between these, because when they open they would have opened up, so you might want to get in there with a saw. But nice to have the option there from the kit. No internal detail. No doubt Edward will jump all over this and come out with all the different photo etch sets and a big edge set and everything for it. So if you don't want to build it right away, you can wait till then and add all the aftermarket. Trouble is finding reference material. I think is going to be the problem, because as I said earlier, there are none left apparently. Let's get this foam off. It's nice that the Trumpeter do this, isn't it? It's great they put all this foam on and stuff for us. Right, so here we have a mega detailed sprue. Go away. Right. So we have our undercarriage legs here with integral piping, which is nice. We have our wheel hubs. There's the doors there for the bomb aimer, and we have all the internal detail in there, which is nice. Ejector pin marks are sensibly put in the centres of the circles. The detail on that is lovely. We have our bombs here, the tails of the bombs. Fire extinguishers, control columns by the look of it. Looks like some sort of exhaust pipe there. That's the sight for, is that the sight for the cockpit, or is that a gun? I'm not sure. We've got the ring there, drill those holes out. Got the machine gun here, and then boxes, and there's the seat for the gunner there. And then here's your option for the flat belly or for the torpedo belly. And then in here we have our undercarriage bays, which are obviously very simple. Got raised riveting in there. And no ejector pin marks, which is nice. So yeah, all in all, it's lovely. Rudder pedals. Lots and lots of detail going on here. But all in all, it's a fairly simple kit, really. But you have to remember how old it is. And then here we've got our tyres, which are yucky vinyl, horrible poo things. But yeah, no doubt there'll be resin ones of these available within 10 minutes. There's no lettering on them or anything. They've got a little bit of ribbon on them, but yeah, you're not going to use them, you're going to get resin ones, aren't you? So there we are. So that's it, guys. So that has been a review of the brand new 18-year-old kit from Trumpeter, the TBD-1 Devastator in 1/32 scale. So go get yourself one. I got this from Germany, from MS Plus on eBay, and it came in, like I say, 5 days, 6 days. Really, really chuffed. Fantastic service, and it was about 90 quid delivered, which is the same cost as retail over here. So I think the retail on this is going to be $99.99. So yeah, it's a lot of money for a fairly simple kit, but it is very nice, and it will sort of, I mean, if you've got the Corsair, the Hellcat, the Dauntless, the Avenger, the Helldiver, Wildcat, what else have I missed out? All of them, you could actually complete the range with this one, because this was the first one. This was the first torpedo bomber. So go and get yourself one. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later. Bye for now.